Hello neighbors, I'm Jason Gadd, Mayor of the City of Hopkins, and welcome to the Mayor's Message for July 24th. And first I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who came out last Sunday and had events in their front yards so the Raspberry Parade could go by and visit you. It was an amazing event to see neighbors out and just being able to enjoy a great afternoon together. And a special thank you to the Raspberry Festival Committee for all the events that you did put on during this last Raspberry Festival in this unique situation of a virtual festival. So thank you again for all that. And I never imagined living during a time like this year. I've never imagined the challenges of leadership that would face me as mayor during this global pandemic, during this systemic racism crisis, nor during the economic stress that we're all facing. There's been some very difficult decisions presented to the city over the past few months. And the most recent of these difficult decisions presented to the council was to protect the health and safety of our residents, our businesses, and our staff through issuing an emergency ordinance on Tuesday requiring face mask wearing in public spaces throughout Hopkins. And because many persons infected with coronavirus may be asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic without any reason to know that they have the disease, a face covering requirement protects the health of others, especially such as business employees who provide essential services to the public. Businesses are adversely impacted when employees become infected and must be quarantined due to the exposure. Employee illness can result in temporary closure of some businesses. And so reducing the rate of employee illness provides an economic benefit to individual businesses and to our economy as a whole. If by requiring masks to be worn in public when physically distancing is not possible, prevents even one person from getting infected or keeping a business from closing, then it is worth the effort on our part as neighbors to help each other out by wearing a mask. And on Wednesday, Governor Walz issued an executive order to mandate wearing a face mask in public spaces throughout the state of Minnesota. This mandate does replace our local order and will take effect starting tomorrow, Saturday, July 25th. And if you have questions on the full details and exemptions of this executive order, I encourage you to visit the COVID-19 page on the state of Minnesota website. I've had some people ask me, should I say something if someone isn't wearing a face mask near me? I share this good advice from the state of Minnesota's frequently asked questions on the face mask mandate. There are people who may not be able to wear face masks for a variety of reasons. And you may not be able to tell why just by looking at a person. Unless you are a business responsible for ensuring worker and customer compliance with the executive order, do not confront a person about why they're not wearing a face mask, but instead, if possible, respectfully ask them to maintain social distance. I want you to stay safe, and I ask you to also have patience and respect for your neighbors. The way this works is for us to do this together. I'm also sharing with you that I've been on a journey of self-reflection and understanding of my role as we reflect on systemic racism. That is why I've started what I'm calling my clock tower conversations, on inviting people to sit down with me at the Clock Tower Plaza in downtown Hopkins to have personal discussions about a variety of topics, including racial equity here in Hopkins. I will also share parts of these discussions with you so that you get to know more of your neighbors as well. This week, I was honored to sit down with a gentleman that I've known for years and have witnessed the passion, caring, and straightforward approach that he has with the youth in our community and in bringing our community together. Together, we had a great personal conversation about my white privilege and where I am at in my own personal journey and what community engagement means. And I'm excited to share a few moments with you as I introduce you to my friend, Dominique.
Greetings everyone, my name is Dominique Pierre Toussaint. A lot of the kids know me as Mr. Neek in the community, or Coach Dom. I am the Hopkins Schools Community Engagement Manager under Community Education.
I know you're very involved in doing a lot of stuff with introducing the kids to community and working with the community. What's one of the focuses you have this year with that?
With the youth?
Yeah.
One of my main focuses is trying to find career internship opportunities for our youth that actually attends our school district here at Hopkins Schools. I want to recycle our own to come through our community, work in our community, understand our community. If you live in the community and you attend school and they show appreciation to you, you're going to come back and you're going to take care of us because you understand how it feels to be appreciated.
Now, because you have such passion for this, did you have a defining moment that really kind of triggered, I want to be active in the community?
I'd have to go to my uncle, Fritz Alphonse Jean. He was my mentor, that uncle that you love and always wanted to be like. He's an economist. Never thought I'd meet anybody that was an economist, but he was also the Prime Minister of Haiti in 2016. He was the interim Prime Minister. So that was a defining moment for our family. Not a lot of people know that, but following in his footsteps, taking care of the community, taking care of others, finding a way to create opportunities for those that are in need. So it gave me a big push in that direction towards these days, these unprecedented times.
Well, thank you. And I know a lot of things that you're involved with. We could go on for hours talking about the different events and activities and groups that you actively support. But I'll just kind of let people continue to explore that with you on your own, encourage them to reach out to you. One of the things that, as I'm introducing you to our other neighbors here in Hopkins, I'd like to kind of end on 3 topics that get insight into what you're thinking.
You opening Pandora's box up with me, huh? Okay.
So the first is, what is your perspective of Hopkins as a community?
My perspective of Hopkins as a community, I would say for sure everything that I've noticed with Hopkins is revolved around the arts, which is a big interest of mine because that's what pulled me out of the streets, with the arts. So that attracted me to Hopkins immediately, the Hopkins Center for the Arts, the plays, the school district itself. Hopkins High School actually have a great art department. So all of that just seemed like a perfect mesh coming into the city of Hopkins. I noticed the love for it. I noticed the enjoyment of creating events. And that drew my attention too, because I love events as well. So it's kind of like a nice little marriage with the arts and events, and that's what my background, and that's what pushed me to have that in my background, was why I've been here.
Awesome. And kind of along those same lines, but can be completely different if you want, what has surprised you about Hopkins?
That surprised
that you
me?
Didn't expect?
Now, what are you talking about, for now or before, like prior, years before?
Probably prior.
Prior. I would say the shift in the demographics in Hopkins. Ha! That's our bell clock right there. That's all good. Tell me that's what it's time. That's what it's saying right now, everyone.
So it leaves room for the final question then.
Yeah.
So if you could implement one thing in or for Hopkins, for the community, and know that it would not fail, what would it be?
Repeat that question one more time.
If you could implement one thing for Hopkins or in Hopkins that you knew would not fail, what would it be?
That I knew would not fail? Are you talking in an event, or are you talking?
It can be anything.
Anything that would not fail. Continue providing opportunities for everyone that is involved. Right now it's about equality. So think outside the box, or be prepared to listen. And equality is the biggest piece right there. So I would say creating opportunities for everyone, and in a way that you are showing that everybody's included. It needs to be inclusive. And that's a big question, Jason. That is a big question there. But it is really providing for everyone. Anything that comes on the table that's related to actually, I would say, people of color and whatnot, it needs to it needs to make sense to them as well. Okay, we can't think from the position that we are behind the desk right now and whatnot. Being behind the desk is not going to help you understand the community. It's coming out into the community, and when you come out into the community, it has to represent everyone that's in the community. So I don't have a definitive answer for that. I'm just honest with you. I don't have a definitive answer for that, but that's the key right there, is to find a way to do something that provides equality for everyone.
I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, appreciate you sitting with me at the clock tower today. And
Thank you for having me at the clock tower.
well, thank you again, Dominique, for being so straightforward with me and for sharing with our neighbors as well. As we each move along our own personal journey through this pandemic, through the racial unrest, and through the economic hardships, it can be very scary and put fear within us. I want to leave you today with a little bit of encouragement to get through those struggles. It's a saying that Laura and I have in our home right now. Fear has taught us a lot of things, but what if courage teaches us more? Fear has taught us a lot of things, but what if courage teaches us more? I ask you to reach into yourself, to have courage to ask questions, courage to confront your fears, and courage to ask for help when needed. Through utilizing our own courage, we can make a positive impact. Have a great weekend, stay safe, and stay well.